Well, we are here today with my... I'm missing one. Did you... Hang on. I'll be right back. I knew I had one more junker. Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name's Sam. This is Vbeltandson. Before we start, hit the subscribe button. Every time I mention it, the sub count goes up, and I'd like to hit my goal of 100,000 subscribers. We're almost at 60 right now, but only 40% of you guys that watch my videos are actually subscribed. So subscribe to the channel, and let's proceed to look at the vast inventory of literally the same truck over and over again, and how I ended up collecting all these things. So they're all pretty much the same truck, but people are asking for a tour, and here's a tour of the same truck over and over again. I'm going to start with in order of which I purchased the truck in. The first one that I bought, that I currently, it's not the first one I ever bought, but it's the first one and the ones I still own. But it would be my 04. It is an 04.5 technically, so that means it's the high output, whatever. And it's got the MV 5600 in it, 4-wheel drive. The truck's got 335,000 miles on it. Just a work truck, nothing too exciting in there. But you'll start to notice the trend, because if you go to my 08, the one I bought a couple years after this one, it's only 68,000 original miles. Literally the same truck. It's white, crew cab. It's got a 6-speed manual transmission, except for instead of being a single wheel 3500, it's a dually 5500. But if you look at it, it's just the same truck. Just it's got the updated headlights or whatever. And the interior now is very, very, very similar. But you can see this truck. It is the main squeeze work truck. It's got 30,000 pounds behind it right now. Just came off a job yesterday. Move on to yet another crew cab white truck. My 3500, I got this one in spite of getting like a bottom line 5500 truck. I wanted to have the power seat, power mirrors, everything factory. So it's a Laramie. Automatic though. This is the only automatic truck that I own. We'll see how later on. I mean, there's nothing to be seen here. This is just factory 385 high output, 410 gear ratio, max tow for whatever it was back, 30,000 pound towing. But back in the day, all I ever wanted, and I seem to be a little bit carried away with it, because I wanted to get a Dodge diesel with a stick shift in it. So I bought a truck that looked identical to this one. Had an automatic. I converted it to a stick shift. Drove it around for 5 years or something, and regrettably I sold it. So I really wanted to get back into the 12-valve gang, and I got this truck. It's like the holy grail of the 12-valve gang, because it's a 98, which means it's got the factory suicide doors. So it's got the factory suicide doors, so it's a 4-door. But this thing was a automatic when I got it, and it had some parts kind of failed in the automatic, and I didn't want to put another automatic back in it. So it's got 2 shifters in there now. It's got a 0 on the tree, and then it's got a 6 on the floor. It's got a G56 out of an 09 Mega Cab. So when I say they're all duplicates, you can obviously see just on the fact Dodge diesel with stick shifts, apart from one automatic. But this is where they really start to mimic each other, because I bought this green truck for the engine and transmission, but I decided to spend like 1,000 hours and restore this thing. It's kind of funny, people are making fun of me and giving me a hard time because I said this thing was lousy at towing. I made it lousy at towing. It's got big old stupid tires on it. It's got a lift kit. It's a cool truck. I really do love this truck, but it's terrible, terrible tow rig. It's got a new paint job on it, and I wanted to have a regular cab with a camper on it just because I seen one forever at this guy's house and I always thought it was cool. So there we go. I made one that's like it. And in the back, did it up so that puppy dogs can ride back there. My idea with this one, yeah, it was to copy somebody else's truck, which I think kind of everybody almost does that anyway. I wanted a camper, weekend kind of adventure truck, but this thing is just, it's kind of a grocery getter. It feels like a Toyota. It's very underpowered. I don't want to put more power to it because it's got a stock clutch. But this truck here was literally the same situation. It was, there's apparently coyotes next door, or little kids or something wrong with it. But this truck, the guy was trying to sell it and part it out. And I said, you know what, it's a whole truck. I mean, it needs a new steering box. It's leaking. I've replaced quite a few other things underneath it. But this truck here, for the price I paid for it, I couldn't turn it down. It's another 12 valve with a 5-speed in it. You're over there. This one comes equipped with a German Shepherd. It has the wrong 5-speed in it for being a 98 truck. It's kind of a goofy one. I think it might be a little bit rare because it doesn't have a 4-door. I mean, a 98 12 valve, they're all made in 97, but it doesn't have the 4-door like the other one does. And it still has the automatic shifter on the front. And it's got hazard lights that work. This one's gonna need a little bit more work, and I might sell it, might keep it. Kind of made it to a point a little while ago that I was like, I don't really want to sell anything. Probably should stop buying stuff, but I don't really want to sell anything. This one was too good of a deal to turn down. Literally the same truck, 2nd gen, 5-speed, but it's a 24 valve, and it's the only short bed truck that I own. Call this truck Cowboy because it was a ranch truck through and through. It was a cowboy truck. It was a little beat up. I don't know what you'd call, like, it's not a tradesman back then. It's just bare bones work truck. You know, rubber floors, crank windows. Air conditioner still works, but when you hit a bump, it turns the heater on. I don't know. So miles on this truck is 248. Green truck's got 255. This one's got 222, 232, 68, 3 something, over 40 something. I don't know. I forgot that one. But we're gonna go down to the shop now and look at the actual junkyard. I mean, these are my trucks. I own these trucks. If I call them junk, it's fine. They're my trucks. Nobody needs to get butthurt about me calling my own trucks junk. But if anybody wanted to know if I was gonna pick one to keep, I'm not gonna sell them all and keep one, but it would definitely be 3500, because through and through, that's the best overall truck, hands down. There's no debate. But my favorite, because it's so easy, $500 tuner and like a lift pump and probably a clutch, and that's all that truck really has. And it's got a lot more power than a 12 valve by a lot. All right, let me get 7 up here. Is that right? My math on board? 7. Taylor's got one for now. And I got 3 parts trucks and then grandma's truck down here. So we got like a dozen of them around here. They're all pretty much the same. I don't know why we keep doing this. We need them all. Well, let's go down and we'll look at the parts trucks first, which are literally the same things. The parts trucks, that one right there, 97 12 valve 5-speed, same damn truck, except for this one had 128,000 miles on it, rear-ended a dump truck or something. The reason I didn't fix this one is the frame is bent. I took the 5-speed and the young engine out of this and put it in my 96 from back in the day. Took the whole front end, took the bed, and put it on that green truck you guys just saw up there that I fixed up. And there's a couple other things I took out of this. Interior and stuff went inside my buddy's truck. This, guess again, it was another 12 valve with a 5-speed in it, but when I got it, the 5-speed is already robbed out of it, just had the engine. It was a clean truck that rear-ended somebody else, and the frame is damaged on this one as well. Only thing good on this one is the front end. And pretty much the only thing good on that one now is the rear end. So that's all there is to really say about those. It's just got a bunch of parts in there. We'll go up here. We got 2 more to look at, and only one of them's good. Is yet again another 94 5-speed 12 valve truck. It's the same exact truck as the green one you guys saw up there, except for this one ran into a tree. The frame and everything is still good on this. This is the truck that I robbed the engine out of for Grandma's truck, which you'll see in a second in the shop. The frame is still good on this. It's got a 5-speed in it, and I'm going to put a 4BT mounted up to that, get rid of all this crappy Dodge stuff, and then put a 60s era Dodge on top of it. Will not be keeping the flatbed or the tires and wheels. They're not mine to sell. But yeah. By the way, guys, stop asking for me to sell stuff. I gotta make that clear. I'm not an auction yard. Unless you guys show up with like a lot of money to buy junk, which doesn't make sense, I'm not selling. We'll go inside the shop. You guys will see the progress on Grandma's. This is the last truck that I currently own. This was a free truck to me. It's been parked for 5 years in the field. My grandmother gave it to me. She bought it brand new, and I've put more money into this truck, and it's not even done, than like 3 or 4 of those other trucks total. It is 97 12 valve factory automatic. Had a bad engine. It had a good automatic in it. The automatic I took out of this was actually the one that came out of my 96 when I 5-speed swapped it. So I still got that. I put a P-pump 24 valve in there that I paid a lot of money for and got a lot invested, only to find out every time I started it, it had a knock that got louder and louder. But this was another version of a truck that I seen around town that I kind of wanted to copy. And with the flatbed, the style of wheels, it's going to be, I kind of wanted to go with this silver, but I kind of like something darker, or maybe even darker than this. But you guessed it, it's not an automatic. NV 5600, 6-speed manual transmission in it, 4-wheel drive. The interior is pretty much done. There's a couple pieces that I need to get, but it's got Laramie leather seats out of a 17 truck, and new carpet, new headliner, new dash, brand new Great Northern flatbed. And oh, we gotta mention the bumper, the Trail FX bumper. I'll just put a photo of it on the truck. There will be a discount code, link in the description. Type in V-Belt, saves you like 50 bucks on the bumper, and it helps out the channel if you guys buy that bumper. But I don't know. If you guys see the pattern, they are all literally the same truck time and time again. They might not be identical, but it's pretty much the same thing. So I think I am, unless I find like a junk truck with a good engine, I don't plan on buying any more good runners. So, and I'm not buying a first gen because they cost way too much for anything that's even close to being in nice condition. I'd rather buy a 5th gen because I'm gonna probably I'll have to buy one in 2 years when that 5500. I'm not gonna sell the 5500 unless your name is Roland. He already knows that. So that concludes the tour of all the trucks I have right now. They were all running, well, except for the 3 junk trucks, but the other 8 were all running until last night when I started taking the crappy engine out of Grandma's truck. But I think it would be cool for other YouTubers, like, I mean, everybody, it seems like they just fall into one pattern. Like Cletus, he just got a bunch of Corvettes, or, you know, cop cars. But then, like, it'd be cool to see Greg A's tour. He's literally got the same trucks too, so I don't know, whatever. But I think it would be cool if everybody reached out to those kind of guys just to get a vehicle inventory tour and just to see literally the car lot of the same car over and over again. But like I said earlier, I kind of don't want to sell anything. I've sold just as many trucks as I have here. Most of them I sold and made money, but some of them, even if I made money from them, I kind of regretted selling them. And honestly, like the price, I'm not saying these things are gold, but people are asking gold prices for them, so I'm just gonna kind of hold on to them and eventually buy another Dodge that's two-wheel drive. And they call it the General Lee. No, somebody already beat me to that. I've been looking. I thought if I could, never mind. Anyway, he beat me to it. I hope he doesn't destroy it. But yeah, or people end up buying a bunch of Duramaxes. But we're gonna end it here. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.